Okay, teacher.
எனக்கு அது பார்த்த ஒரு காலன்னு தாங்க, நாங்கள் டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணிட்டு அதை அரேஞ்ச் பண்ணி தாரேன் நான் உங்களுக்கு. Sanuja, Govindu, Chalaksha, Tenuki, today Tenuki was there. Tenuki ada mama karapu class ke hitiya. Chalaksha was not there, Govindu was not there, Sanuja was not there. Why you didn't attend afternoon class putte? Sanuja, ada dawal class eකට I join on natte. Why you didn't join the evening class?
No, teacher, when I checked Google News, it did not show for me.
Why? You could have dropped me a message. Tenuki, you saw the message in the what we call the LMS, right? Editor, Tibunane, Tenuki, switch on the camera.
Yes, teacher.
It was in the LMS. I scheduled the class in the morning. Morning itself, I dropped the message. No problem. If you didn't attend the class, make sure you watch the recording, because The Big Mash 1983 is a lengthiest poem, and only we discuss 2 stanzas. There are many more stanzas to be discussed on Tuesday. Before that, tomorrow අදරෑට මම අප්ලෝඩ් කරනවා රෙකෝඩින් එක. අප්ලෝඩ් කරලා හෙට උදේට LMS එකට දානවා. Saturday Sunday වෙනකොට බලලා ඉවර කරගන්න. රෙකෝඩින් බලන්න නැතුව එන්න නම් එපා. Don't attend the class, Tuesday class, without watching recording, because you can't understand a single word. Trust me, I challenge you. Do not attend Tuesday class without watching recording of the Big Mash part 1, because the poem is difficult. Tenuki, yes or no? Tenuki, switch the camera on. Without the explanation, you never be able to understand. Tenuki? Hi, Govindu. පොය දවසටත් ඔයාලගේ ඉස්කෝලේ මීටිං දානවා. එයාලට වෙන වැඩක් නැද්දානේ? පොය දවසට ක්ලාස් දාන්න අයිතිය තියෙන්නේ මට විතරයි. Only I have the rights to conduct classes on පොය day. Ma'am, can I keep the camera off? Sometimes I have a signal issue. Okay, right. Okay. But can you unmute yourself and speak out, Puta? Tenuki. Right. Okay. Why we have only few students? What happened to others? Yadav is not well. So most probably he will not attend the class. Okay. Govindu, tomorrow 4 o'clock. Do you have extra classes?
No, teacher.
Can you please call me tomorrow, Friday, 3:45? Can you please drop me a phone call?
Teacher, tomorrow at 4 o'clock, I have history class.
Oh. Mm-hmm. We will wait another 2 minutes. හරියටම 9:50ට පටන් ගමු. We'll see whether others will join. Right, okay, we'll go ahead. So raise your hand if you are ready to present. We have only 7 participants today. Then I think we can wind up the sessions very quickly. පොඩ්ඩයින් ළමයි 7 දෙනායින් ඉන්නේ presentations කරන්න. I hope that you will do your work properly. මම අනිත් දවසේ අනිත් ළමයිගේ response බලලා තමයි class එක ගන්නෙ. මොකද එහෙම මේ interest එකක් නැත්තම් වැඩක් නැහැනේ නේ. Okay, is there any volunteer who says that I will take first? I go first. I'll go first. Who is going to present first? Chapter 2. Chapter 2, only chapter 2, your analysis of chapter 2. Chapter 1 we did earlier. I need the chapter 2. Who is going to go first? Then we'll go first with editor. Editor?
Yes, Steve.
Yes, Putin. Go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. Today we are diving into chapter 2 of the Arcane Alliance, The Vendor of Sweets. A seemingly simple chapter that actually lays crucial groundwork for understanding our protagonist, Jagan. It pulls us away from the bustling sweet shop and into the quieter, more complex world of Jagan's personal beliefs and daily routines, and most importantly, his evolving relationships with his son Mali. This chapter isn't just a bridge, it's a deep dive into a mind of a man trying to reconcile tradition with the rapidly changing world. So I'm going to summarize chapter 2 with several points. First one is Jagan's philosophy. The chapter opens with the Jagan's journey home from his sweet shop. A daily ritual that far more than just a walk. It's a meditative experience, a time for him to reflect on a world around him. Narayan uses this walk to reveal Jagan's deep-seated philosophies, particularly his strong beliefs, sound living, and natural diet. He is not just a sweet vendor, he is a self-proclaimed health guru, convinced that modern ailments stem from straying from nature's path. One of the most striking examples of this is his preference for a margosa twig over a conventional toothbrush. He firmly believes in its medicinal properties and the inherent goodness of natural remedies. This isn't a quick, it's symbols of his resistance and modernity, and his unwavering faith in ancient wisdom. He sees the twig as superior, more authentic, and less contaminating than any product of industrial society. You can almost hear him saying, "It's unthinkable that anyone should bite a pig's tail first thing in the morning." This commitment extends to his diet. We learn he subsisted on a minimalist, often unappetizing diet of raw vegetables and grains, almost as if he is performing penance while simultaneously selling rich, indulgent sweets. This irony is the hallmark of Narayan's writing and a key aspect of Jagan's character. He preaches austerely but profits from indulgence. This duality highlights his internal conflicts and the compromises he makes in his life. The next one is the unfinished manuscript. As Jagan walks, his thought often drilled to the printing press and his perpetually unfinished manuscript of the Nature Cure and Natural Diet. This book is more than just a hobby. It's Jagan's legacy. He attempts to share his accumulated wisdom with the world. The printer's slow pace is a constant source of mild expiration for him, mirroring his broader frustration with the inefficiency and perceived lack of seriousness in the modern world compared to his own discipline extinct. This book represents his intellectual side, his desire to be recognized for something beyond his sugary confections. It shows he is a man of thought, not just a man of business. The shadow of the past. Chapter 2 also offers a brief but significant glimpse into Jagan's past, particularly his relationship with his late wife Ambika. We learn that she didn't always share his extreme views on health and often tries to introduce more conventional comforts into their home. This short detail is crucial because it shows us that Jagan wasn't always this solitary figure wrapped in his own world. He had a companion who provides in a different perspective, suggesting a softer side to him that perhaps went unfulfilled after her passing. Her absence is felt in his current self-contained existence. The next one is the ancestral home. Finally, the chapter briefly describes Jagan's ancestral home, a house built by his father. This detail grounds Jagan further in his heritage and tradition. The house isn't just a dwelling; it's a symbol of continuity, family legacy, and the enduring values that Jagan holds dear. It provides a stark contrast to the modern ambition that Mali will soon introduce. So this is the end of my summary. Thank you for listening.
Very good, editor. Very good. Because you have included everything, right? His involvement, his involvement or his connection with the truth printing, the Nadaraj, right? So the Nadaraj, he is not refusing, but his inefficiency, his delay of his work says he is not paying much interest towards that remedies, right? Remedies. And then the relationship with the son and his extreme belief over the food, over the home remedies and his ancestral house, everything you mentioned. Very good, editor. Good job. Right, we'll move to the Chalaksha. Thank
Teacher, can
you,
you
thank
check
you,
chat?
editor. Chalaksha. Baba, switch on the light, darling. Clear it, clean it. It's okay, clean it. Switch the light on. Go ahead. Chalaksha, go ahead. I can't hear you. I'll move to the Sanuja and you get ready, yeah? Sanuja, keep the cam on. Govindu. We'll go to the move to the Govindu. Govindu, go ahead.
Good evening, everyone.
Sorry?
Teacher, can you check the
Good
chat?
evening.
Huh?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, darling. Good evening.
So in this chapter, we see Jagan walking home from his sweet shop. He passes the fruit printing works where he had given his book Nature Cure and Nature Diet. He wants to ask the printer about it but decides not to. On the way, he sees a homeless man and thinks this man is a disgrace to the nation. This shows how Jagan cares about the country and its image. He also passes the statue of Sir Frederick Lowley, a British officer. Jagan doesn't like the statue, but still looks at it every day. It reminds us of the British rule and how it still affects people. Then Jagan sees his son Mali with some friends. He feels proud but doesn't go near him because he doesn't want to embarrass Mali. At home, Jagan goes to the bathroom in the backyard. The house is old and not changed. He believes in the sanctity of usage, which means he doesn't want to change anything that has been used for a long time. Every morning, Jagan uses a margosa twig to brush his teeth. He says it's unthinkable that anyone should bite a pig's tail first thing in the morning, meaning he doesn't like toothbrushes made with pig bristles. There is also a flashback about his wife Ambika. She had headaches and wanted to take aspirin, but Jagan said aspirin was poison and gave her margosa flowers instead. Mali once said that Ambika kept the aspirin high up so Jagan couldn't reach it. This chapter shows how Jagan follows all traditions and natural ways, while others around him are changing. It also shows the difference between generations, especially between Jagan and Mali. Finished. Finished it.
Sorry? Is that
Finished.
all?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. But it should be a bit descriptive. I'm expecting much more things because I gave you a lot. Last day, my explanation was 2 hours. So, the 2 hours explanation, I expect at least 5 minutes presentation from you, right? This is not what I was expecting because nobody can explain entire chapter within 1 or 2 minutes, minimum 5, actually minimum 10. At least 10 minutes you should give the explanation, right? Otherwise I don't want to shout out from 9:30 to 11:30 if you want to end it up in 2 minutes. Why should I? And the Sanuja is telling, I didn't expect class today since my mother had her whatever the things she is telling. So the last week I have told you 1 week we do the explanation, next week you have to do the presentation. I didn't mention this anything in the 1 p.m. class. This is not related with the 1 p.m. class. I told you last Thursday, even this Thursday I have Poya, Lamai, Poya day, even I need a holiday. Why I don't want to take the holiday? Because I want to give you. I just try to give you some knowledge. Otherwise for me also, I also need a break. I'm also working. I'm also tired. Nobody gives me a single penny for these extra classes. No one pays. You know that? So for me, I have zero benefit out of this class. I'm trying to give something for you. My son is suffering from fever. He's down with flu. I could have stayed with him. Here he came and vomit here in front of me. I even didn't move to see him. You know? So the life is not easy for everybody. It's like I am trying to give something to you. If you are not utilizing it and giving me the excuses, this and that, I'm not going to affected with that. Nothing, I'm not going to lose anything. Only you. එන්න එපා මාත් එක්ක රීසන් කියාගෙන solutions කියාගෙන justifications කියාවලට එන්න එපා වැඩක් නැහැ. Right, we'll move to the Tanuki. Tanuki, go ahead.
The Vendor of Sweets by R.K. Narayan, the chapter 2. In the first chapter, it shows his normal day and how he ends it. And in the second chapter, the writer says the time he ends it, which is 7:30. In this chapter, we can see a few things about Jagan, the connection of Jagan and Mali, and the things about his life and how traditional he is, and how he even lost some people because of his over traditionalness. So if I take the part, Jagan's love for Mali, in here, he overcomes the temptation. He overcomes the temptation and passed on. Must be home. The boy will be lonely. In here, when Jagan closed his shop and when he was going, he saw Nataraj was working. At this time, he has given a book to be published to Nataraj, but Nataraj, every time he would postpone it, which also shows that even though the book is very precious to Jagan, it's not very useful for Nataraj, so he's always postponing it. And here, Jagan sees Nataraj. He wants to go, but he doesn't go because he wants to go home so that he could be with his son. Like, he will be lonely, so it shows his deep love for Mali. And in another part, Jagan had ceased to notice the statue for over 40 years now, but because he anticipated a glimpse of his son Mali on the other side of the statue. In here, it says, in the way of going home, there is this statue, Sen Loli's statue. It's a British statue, and he never looks at it because it's a British one. He's a traditional man. But today it was different. He looks at the statue because his son was behind the statue, which gave him a thrill in his face. And also, he not only sees him, he admires his manliness, his handsome looking, his tallness, which shows how much he loves his son. Such a pure love he has. And another thing in here, in the same paragraph, we can find is the distance between Mali and Jagan. In the part, Jagan passed the statue on its nose so that he might not be embarrassed. So that he might not embarrass his son. In here, he knows what his sons need. He doesn't come in front of his son, so his son will be embarrassed. So he slowly gets away, which shows that they don't have a really good connection. But Jagan still respects the decision of Mali. And in here, in the same paragraph, we can assume what is the reason. Because Jagan sympathizes Mali. Because Mali, he lost his mother in a very young age. He was an orphan child. He, in the part, he tiptoed away, looking elsewhere, muttering to himself irrelevantly, poor boy, let him be. In here, Jagan lets him live his life because he lost a lot of love he was about to be received. He lost it. So what he does is he just let him live. He lets him get socialized, let him have friends so that love could be covered up. But in here, we can say that Jagan is very loving father. But we can, this love has kind of affected Mali because when Jagan is very loving, he tries to act the role of the mother. But normally, a father can't act the role of the mother. A mother can't act the role of a father. In here, Jagan, what he tries to do is he tries to act the mother's part, which is impossible. in here, in the process of doing it, he does not treat him as his he doesn't do his paternal responsibilities, neither does he does the maternal responsibilities. So in this, Mali has lost a lot of love he was about to receive, which was one of the main reasons they don't have a really good connection between them. And another thing in this chapter is that the writer is taking us back and forth between the flashback and the present day. How the flashback has brought up the present day of Jagan. Uh, in the flashbacks, one flashback is the flashback of Jagan's childhood. How the house was built, how he's how he would act during his childhood, how was he when the house was built. And another thing is it shows that how he used to use Margosa twitch to brush his teeth. And here, at that time, he would use this Margosa twitch when other people used the toothbrushes made of hair of the pig. He wouldn't use this because he finds it kind of uncomfortable. Why would anyone put a hair of pig in his mouth in the first thing they do when they wake up? So he doesn't do it. And then they come and there is another toothbrush, which is the nylon toothbrush. He doesn't even use that because he says that when he uses this nylon toothbrush, the enamel is getting decayed. In here, it says that more than he's trying to say that is bad, he's trying to avoid it. He doesn't like to have a change. He wants to stick in his traditional ways. He doesn't like to have a change in his life, which also is shown when he still uses the same house that his grandfather has made, which is almost a century years old. He still doesn't want to change it. Even the bathroom, it is in the point of breaking down, but still he doesn't renovate it. It also shows his stinginess, but at the same time, it shows that he doesn't want change. He doesn't want the new technology come into life. Because in my point of view, I think he believes that when the technology comes into his life, his simplicity is removed. He's going away from the Gandhian principles. And another thing is he has taken this the traditionalness way too much, to the point that he even lost his own wife, because Ambika, she was diagnosed with a brain tumor, so she was told to use this western medicine, but Jagan would not let her use this western medicine, saying that it was poison. But Ambika needed it, to the point that she was so traumatized. She had so much pain. She screamed at Jagan to bring the medicine, but still he doesn't do that. And at the last moment, he does, but he doesn't even know where the medicine is. He asks his own son to bring his mother's medicine. And also, another thing is, he always says people to eat margosa flowers whenever they have a problem. Even to Ambika, even though she's suffering so much, he still says is that to eat margosa flowers, eat margosa flowers. So everything he says that, which kind of annoys. Like, she's in so much pain, she has the medicine, but her husband doesn't let her to use it. And at last, would like to say about his character is he doesn't like change. He's a very traditional person. While Mali, I think he doesn't want to be in his father's way. That is why I think he doesn't have a really good connection with his father. Thank you, ma'am. That's it.
Very good, Tanuki. Like, as a teacher, I am happy that I have spent hours and I have spent my energy. Even one child has taken the benefit out of that, right? I believe it's all about you, Puta. It's not, I have no rights to take the credits because I haven't done anything special or anything magical. That's your hard working. But as a person, I need to encourage myself as well, no? Right? I need some sort of encouragement for me as well. That because of that reason, I take a bit of credit from your presentation. I have given you a proper explanation. That's how you did the presentation. That is just because I am a human being, but I should not take those credits. That's all about you. But I'm happy. But I'm happy because you have done a great job. Because where I was so impressed, I can remember I did this one, especially I mentioned this one. He is reluctant to use the toothbrush, saying that it is made out of the tail of the pig. And when the toothbrush was upgraded and they produced the nylon toothbrush, then he says what? The nylon is not taken from the pigs, right? The nylon is not produced by the pig. And he says what? The nylon is not good for our gum. So it's not the dirtiness or the piggy stories. It is all about that he is not ready to accustom with the new technology, adapt himself with the new things. Once he taken the decisions, he find reason to stick with them, right? That is the main reason. And the point where you said that he tiptoe from the place where he doesn't like to embarrass his son. Why he doesn't like to embarrass his sons? Because he has experience. His son is not welcoming his presence. He knows that the son is not ready to welcome his or treat him like a father or introduce others as this is my father. Because Jagan is maintaining such typical traditional outfit, and he is somewhat different from the other people. So if it's okay, you love the traditional clothes and all, but you cannot be so typical and move with the modern people. If you have a young child, you should be able, like I am a person who wears covering clothes, right? I don't wear revealing clothes, but I don't embarrass my son, right? I'm not wearing a lungi and the long shirts and put those මොනවද කියන්නේ අර මේ බෝරිචි කරපු අද්දාල එහෙම අඳින්නේ නෑනේ. I'm not wearing in that way. So what I'm wearing is suitable to the modern life, right? Even though I am covering myself, my dresses go with the modern day clothes. So my son don't find myself as outdated woman. If I am wearing a lungi and the long kabaya andagena giyana, then all the other students may mock my son. මොනවාද මේ ඔයාගේ අම්මි andagena යන්නේ? ඔයාගේ අම්මි ගමේ ඉන්න එක්කෙනද කියලා. Likewise, they raise the questions, right? So even though my son likes me, he reluctant to introduce me to his community because they embarrass him. I should understand that. Jagan didn't understand it. So there are a lot of example. His washroom, he was not ready to renovate it. He was not ready to repair it, and for that he was giving the justification why we want to renovate the washroom. We are not going to stay there. As soon as we finish our duty, we have to come out because the other can occupy the place. If we keep it comfortable, people may spend hours and hours there. Then the other person find difficult to release what they want, right? So because of that reason, I am not renovating it. And when the wife was suffering from brain tumor, this person had asked her to bite the margosa leaves, neem leaves. Who can find the solution for a brain tumor in neem? කොහොම කොල කාලා කාටද කැම මේ කැන්සර් එකක් කියෝව කරගන්න පුළුවන්. නීම් නයින්නද වේපමිල සාපට එන්නන කැන්සර් ඉල්ලම පොයි. Right? You need the painkillers to forget that pain. This understanding, Jagan didn't have that understanding. So maintain the relationship with these type of typical people are really hard. Right? You can follow the traditional stuff, but not blindly, in a practical manner. I do believe because normally if my son is suffering from fever or whatever, I rarely go with the medication. I try my best to give him the natural things, and he recovered with that. Because I believe you get the diseases and you should be able to recover it with your body power. අපේ බොඩි එකේ හැදෙනවනේ නේද? ඒකට විරුද්ධව රෝද එක හැදෙනවා. So we have to improve ourselves, train ourselves to face the diseases. disease එකකට face කරාම තමයි ඒකට අපේ ප්‍රතිරෝධක ඇඟේ හැදෙන්නේ. රෝගයක් එන්න කලින් අපි බෙහෙත් දැම්මහම මොකද වෙන්නේ? බොඩි එක බෙහෙත් වලටයි ඇඩැප්ට් වෙන්නේ. naturally අර resistant එක එන්නේ නැහැ. දරා ගැනීමේ හැකියාව එන්නේ නැහැ. තුවාලයක් හැදුනොත් මං කවදාවත් බෙහෙත් දාන්නේ නැහැ. Right? Even my hand, I get cut several times. Normally, I don't plaster them. I let it heal naturally. පුළුවන් තරම් naturally තමයි heal වෙන්න දෙන්නේ. But when my son was suffering from dengue, quickly I admit him to the hospital. That time I can't wait. That time I can't give him the කොත්තමල්ලි and මේ මොනවද කියන්නේ දෙන්න තියෙනවා දෙන්න බෑ. I should be smart enough to take the right decision at the right moment. Yes or no? But Jagan is a person who applies his tradition to every bit in his life. Then it is called extremism. That is called extremism. That is not the smartness. So he was not smart, he was extremist. It makes other people what? Irritated. And Tenuki beautifully speak those things, right? Included everything which I explained last week. Thank you so much, Tenuki. We'll move to the Sandika. Next one, Chalaksha, get ready.
Thank you, madam.
You're welcome, darling.
So, the chapter 2 of the story further explains about the character of Jagan, and it also gives us a brief understanding about his son Mali as well. It explains a bit more about Jagan's personal life and his characteristics as a very greedy, stingy, and foolish person. And on the other hand, he's a person who's not ready to take changes. So, it is explained well in this poem by this example. After all, no one is expected to live in a bathroom. One had better come out of it soon so that the rest may have a chance of tidying themselves. So in this story, the the bathroom where Jagan is using is a very old one, and it had remained very much of his father's days, and he hasn't renovated it because he thinks that it's only a small task, and when you go to the bathroom, you're not living like you're living in a home, so you don't need to clean it. This represents the foolish nature of Jagan, because if the bathroom is that old and it's old for so many years, so that it remained very much in his father's days, he should repair it, because there can be germs in that bathroom, and germs may get diseases for both Mali and Jagan. So when diseases come, it might be hard for them to cure, and that's why the foolish nature of Jagan is represented in here. And it also shows the greedy nature of Jagan, because renovating a bathroom, it takes some money, and he's not ready to he's not ready to spend money, and this represents the greedy nature of Jagan. So the chapter 2 of this story explains about the relationship between Mali and Jagan. Jagan passed the statue on its north side so that he might not embarrass his son. So Jagan saw his son near a statue, and he was walking away, and as a real father he should have talked to his son, and in here he didn't talk to his son, and he just passed away without talking to his son. So this represents that there is not much of relationship between Jagan and his son. And on the other hand, Jagan is a person who's not ready to take changes. It's explained in this poem. Jagan's ancestral home, which had been the last house outskirt in the city, became the first one for all the newer colonies. This highlights that Jagan is a person who's not ready to take changes. Because if he's ready to take changes, he should build a new house. And he shouldn't live in his old house, because he should, if he's doing a sweet meat business, he should have a good economy, and he shouldn't be seen as a person who is, who is very poor and has an old house, because it's the uh, it's the first one for all the newer colonies. So this represents that it's a very old house, and this might be the oldest house in the city. So Jagan's stingy nature is also stingy and traditional nature is also represented in this example. Their first clash occurred when he forbade her to swallow aspirin and suggested that she should fry a little margosa in ghee and swallow it for relief from a headache. So, aspirin is a thing that normally cures headaches, but margosa trees doesn't cure headaches. This represents that he's a very traditional person, and he follows his traditionality to all the things, including the important things, because it's very hard to cure a headache by a margosa leaf, and this symbolizes traditional nature of dragon, and he's an extremist. Yeah, so uh, so the chapter 2 of this story explains only a bit about Mali, but we can see that Mali is quite an independent person, and R.K. Narayan has shown it in a rounding way, because it is said in here that Mali had insisted upon having a room his own. This showcases the independent nature of Mali, because most parents automatically give his child his own room, but Martin here has insisted it.
He demanded.
He insisted it, and this represents that he's a very independent person. But normally, before the child insists having a it's on the parents give it. But in here, Mali, so Jagan is a very traditional and stingy, greedy person, while Mali is a very independent person in this chapter.
Sandika's network bandwidth is bit low at the final moment. Sandika, can you hear me now, Puta? Sandika, can you hear me, darling?
Yes, madam.
Yes. Wait. Okay, now clear. Sandika, show me the book you have on the top of your table. Show me that book which you have kept there. This one. Yes, that one. Yes. What is that? It's a CR book. Show me your notes, the way you have taken it. Show me the notes.
Madam, I have wrote the summary and the important quotation system on the...
Exactly. I love it, Puta. I just love it. The way you did it, it is what you have to do. It's amazing, you know. It's amazing. Do me a favor. Do me a favor. Take a picture of those pages and drop it in the group so that the others can be benefited. Right? It's amazing to see.
Thank you, ma'am.
Like, this is what you can expect from a university students. Normally, university students, this is how they do the presentations, because you know that these are very important points and these are the quotations I have to pick from the fictions, and you keep them leisurely explained. You don't want to create any slides, you don't want to keep the notes on the screen, right? You can do it leisurely, you can do it eventually, naturally, if you have the quotations with you. That's what I want you to do. That's what exactly I'm expecting from you. It was amazing, Sandika. I just love it. Right? I have no words to appreciate you. Please keep doing these good works, and others take these children as examples and put yourself and measure yourself. This is how others are working for their future, and that is how I am doing for mine. Right? The people who work hard definitely will reach the peak. Definitely they will reap their harvest. When you work hard, definitely the harvest is going to be sweeter. Okay, thank you so much, Sandika. You have included everything in a very well structured manner, in a very critical manner. I just love the point you said. Normally, children reluctant to be independent. When my son was 15 years old, I started to give him a separate room when he was 8. I couldn't do that. He cried, he created dramas, this and that. I could not send him to separate room. I wait nearly 7 years to give him a separate room. He accepted that one when he was 15. Till that he was with me. But when Mali was very little, he demanded his room. He requested his separate room. There I chose his independent nature. He is not a child who is dependent over the father and mother. He wanted to be alone and take the decision of his own. And you see that one throughout the fiction. This is the first place, and it will be continued throughout the story. It's a very good analysis. And yes, keep doing, Sandika. Keep doing such amazing work. Wish you all the best for a
Okay, madam.
brightest future.
Okay, thank you.
Tenuki. Yes, Pute. In the essay writing group, Tenuki. Are you in the essay writing group?
You still didn't send the link for that, ma'am.
Wait, I'll do it right now. It is in the grade 11 literature group. I have dropped both links, Pute. You are in grade 11 WhatsApp group, right? I have dropped it. Mama me ada ude mama check කරනකොට මම බැලුවේ ඇයි මෙයාලා මගෙන් ඉල්ලන්නේ, because essay group එක, here I copy it, here I paste it in the grade 11 class, and here I copy and paste it in the grade 10 class, and I paste it in the chat box as well. Okay. Right. Next, who is going to take? Saheli, are you going to present? No. Chalaksha. Go ahead, Pute. Go ahead. Chalaksha, you are not ready? I can't hear you. You didn't prepare? Can't hear. Tenuki, I have given the solution, right? Chalaksh, I can't hear you. You are not audible. What about Saheli? Are you going to present Puta?
Okay, teacher. This is the chapter 2 of the novel Wind of Sweets by R.K. Narayan. In this chapter, it gives a deep understanding about the protagonist Jagan from his way back home. On his way back home, he passes by the fruit printing shop and he wanted to peek in and to see if his manuscript is progressing, but the printer Nataraj doesn't seems to consider about his thoughts, and he doesn't want to publish it, but Jagan clearly wants to publish his book, and he was very eager to see it published and others reading his book. And when he passes by a man, and when he passed him, he said that line, he is a disgrace to the nation. From this line, it shows that his morals and the judgmental personality of Jagan, and he judged without knowing anything. And when he was passing by the statue, the British statue of Sir Lowley, he is not a person who approached it because he's too traditional, and he obviously he's to his own tradition and culture. But when he saw the glimpse of his son Mali, he wanted to approach it, but he wasn't thinking of it because he doesn't want to embrace his
Darling,
son.
do me a favor. Please lower your camera, Baba. Lower your camera a bit because the frame shows bit more, bit more, bit more. Perfect, perfect. No, bit more, bit more. Right, perfect. Perfect.
Then he passes by the statue of Saloli, and he saw the glimpse of his son Mali with another group, and he wanted to approach, but he doesn't want to embrace his son, and it shows that there is not a deep bond between his father and son. So he thought to go back home without embracing his son. There is a colonial legacy from this part, and then there's some flashback about Jagan's life, and there's one flashback moment that is Jagan's childhood. It shows his house and symbolizes the traditional part that entering this chapter. When other people use fixed hair and nylon for toothbrushes, he used margosa, and he thinks that it's traditional and it is not quite pleasant to use pig's hair and nylon to brush their teeth. And in he praises his father for the margosa tree, and he is a person who is only believing his tradition and his only thoughts, and his deep in beliefs. He doesn't care what is the reality, that he only cares about what he knows and what he believes. And also another part, Jagan's wife death. When Jagan's wife was in a critical condition and also suffering from a severe headache, he doesn't want to go across the Western type medicine. He uses his own medicine ideas like giving margosa leaves in tea and such kind of things. At least it was the last moment he didn't choose to use the correct method of medical side, and he continuously uses beliefs against what reality. And there are many there are things like fashion versus modernity. Life that shows from the phase of life of Jagan's the cycle of life Jagan. When others use modernity, he uses his own traditional way and pattern and love and distance of relationship. It is a part which shows, it symbolizes the bond between his son Mali and him, uh, and colonial legacy. The statue of Sir Loy and its influence on the society. And a display in the sentences in he's a disgrace to the nature. It shows Jagan's fragmental personality and how he judges things easily without the reality. Everything in his home, everything in this home had the resistance to um, change. It symbolized his resistance to do a change to this house, and he continuously keeps the past generation and the way his family used it until the modern time. He didn't even change the traditional way, and he still stick to the traditional way and how it goes without thinking of his influence on others, like his son Mali and the death of his wife, and how it's how it's acts how it acts posed to others, like his Mali the Mali, his son was deeply wounded when he was little because he lost his own mother. As usually a child needs his mother to provide their care, their concern and affection, but it is also Jagan's fault that he lost his mother, because if he thought more clearly and provide more medicine for his wife, she may be not be, she may be still alive, and Mali must have his wife, his mother still now, and their bond must be maybe more strong than now, because it is really we can't consider as a strong bond. So from the way Jagan's acting and how he is embraced to show up in front of Mali, and that's all.
Very good. Now, Saheli, you have improved a lot. I see a lot of improvements in your wordings, in your flows. Like, you are not afraid at all, right? Now, nervousness has disappeared. Yes or no? You are not nervous.
Yes,
You are
teacher.
waiting until you get your chance. Yes or no?
Yes, teacher.
Yes. Now, I see a confident girl in front of the camera, and you have, like, you are not seeing the book at all. You remembered everything.
Yeah,
Almost you remember. So I was noticing, I was checking whether you are seeing the book. You are rarely see the book. That means you have the entire story printed in your brain, like giving like an expert. I'm really happy to see your improvement, your performance. Like, you should take the challenges. The first day you were shivering, right? You were
Yes, teacher.
shivering. You were shivering. Now you are an expert. Now you will be waiting until I'm calling your name out. Yes or no? So that's how, like, taking the challenges to grow ourselves. You don't want to present, actually in literature, you don't want to do the presentation. But if you want to improve your language, you have to do the presentation. Why we learn the literature? to do the paper. No. To be fluent in our day-to-day life. To be a very good presenter. When you are attending an interview, you have to present there. When you are working in the working environment, you have to be confident enough to say something, to express yourself, to deliver a point. So that's how education should be. It should be practical. It should be job oriented. We don't not need the children who do the exams come home, sit inside the room and beg other people to give a job. No. When you are talented, when you are skillful, people will come behind you. You don't want to demand, you don't want to beg for the opportunities. You can demand for your rights. Right, Sahili? Thank you so much. Your points are amazing. I saw that confidence in you, right? Which is highlighted throughout your explanations. Thank you so much. Right. Is there anyone? Thank you so much, Vute.
Teacher.
Right. Thank you so much, Sandika, for sharing your valuable notes with the others. So, Chalaksha, make sure you correct your device. Sanuja, I don't think Sanuja is not going to present. Right? Okay. So far, the people who have done their presentations did really well. Next week, I am going to explain the third chapter. Make sure you attend the class, listen to the explanations, and the next week, you do your work well. You give your best. Good night, guys. God bless you.
Good night,
Good night,
ma'am.
madam.
Thank you.
Teacher, thank you.